Hey there, Facebook. It is Vanessa here again, your speaker, trainer, and coach from Live, Love, Give. And today I've got a message coming to you as always, which is something that is on top of my mind that I'm currently experiencing. Oh my God, I feel like I repeat myself every single day, but I can't help it. And today's message is all about the fact that it is often the beliefs that we are most certain of that are actually responsible for most of the limitations that we have in order to reach our highest potential. And so I really want to dive into, and I'm hoping the sun doesn't do something crazy. I think it is about to, so we might need to shift in a second. But ultimately, why this has come about for me today has been, I was doing some writing. Oh my gosh, here we go. The sun's killing me. Hang on, let me just maneuver. I knew it was going to do something crazy. So what had kind of happened for me today had been that ultimately I was doing some writing, as I always do each and every day. And what actually happened in my writing was I kind of came up with a few different things. I was kind of reminded by a few different things, and coupled with a conversation that I actually had with my mum this morning, that kind of woke me up in a rude way. And I don't know if you've ever kind of experienced it, but sometimes, our wake-up calls don't just happen once. They actually happen a few different times, and sometimes that's what we need. And so I'm taking a long time to get into this one today. Bear with me. But ultimately, what I kind of discovered and had the conversation around and got the rude awakening of again is that I used to have this really strong core belief that I pretty much just was able to identify. I've kind of had it since I was about 16 years old, and I was in my very first relationship. I had my first real boyfriend at that time. And what kind of happened for me, what belief was generated at that time was, and I carried it throughout my existence, probably until up about just over a year ago, was that I had this really strong belief that I was really, really amazing at choosing and selecting the right partner to be with. And my criteria for that was that they treat me amazingly well. And if that was the only criteria necessary, absolutely that belief would be totally true, right? But what I'd kind of come to discover over my own working through and journaling and leaving that last relationship behind was I actually had to grow a little bit, and I had to challenge my belief system because I had to start to see that if I was such a great pick of partner, then why wasn't I still in the relationship? Why did it end? And we can go on a whole different rabbit hole in terms of that, which is another whole set of beliefs. But ultimately, to bring it back to today and the rude awakening that I've had again, is that that belief that I had around, I absolutely am so on the ball with choosing and selecting an ideal partner. It kind of had to be thrown out the window, and I had to look at it more honestly and kind of challenge that belief. And I was able to work out that I had this really unquestioned kind of criteria as to the selection process, and it was leading me down the same path, which was in a relationship with somebody who treated me absolutely brilliantly well, but at the end of the day, we just kind of were going to grow in different directions, and so why this is important to talk about and face is that until I was able to challenge that belief that I'm just amazing at picking and selecting my partners for a relationship, I was just picking the wrong partner all the time, carrying around that belief, thinking I'm all great at, selection. And I had to kind of look at and have a rude awakening from multiple different people in my life, looking at that relationship after it ended and being like, well, yeah, we were kind of wondering, what were you thinking there? What was going on for you there? Or, whatever. And sort of just not that, there wasn't, there was a lot of things great with all of my previous relationships, but they haven't lasted the test of time for a reason, and so I was able to kind of look at that, and it got me thinking about how, I don't know if you guys are aware of Stephen Covey. He's got a brilliant book, the The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. And he's got a model in there, which I've spoken to you guys about before, which is the competence model. And so around this one, you know, me being trapped, and we all have our own beliefs that we get kind of trapped in, and we just think, yeah, absolutely, this is me, this is my belief. You know, we are currently unconsciously incompetent in that realm of that belief. So using me as the example, I was unconscious to the fact that I was incompetent of making that selection, you know, because I was just a whole different rabbit hole. I've done some writing on it, which I'm going to send out to you guys tomorrow to go a bit deeper. But ultimately had discovered finally that I was, you know, operating in that first part of Stephen Covey's model, which is totally unconscious to my incompetence in my selection. And then as I grew more aware and I got more feedback from different sources that I trusted, I was able to shift into the next part of the model, which is consciously incompetent. Oh, waking up. I get it now. I'm currently awakened to the fact that I'm incompetent at operating in terms of this selection process. And that's kind of what I was woken up to just over about a year ago. That was my first real wake up call to this. And over the past year, I've done a lot of work on myself. I've purposely stayed out of relationship with another person so that I can get myself to a point of really feeling that strength and that sturdiness. And I've shifted into a new section of Stephen Covey's model, which is into conscious competence, getting better at the process. It's not easy, it doesn't come naturally, but you're building toward it. You can see that you're growing, you're making progress, you're becoming more competent in that area, and you're conscious of it, right? And then at some stage later down in the future, I hope to finally get to a place of unconscious competence, which is the final placing in that model, which is ultimately that it just has become second nature. You know, it's so ingrained within us that we can ultimately it's like just how we roll. We're really great at that process, whatever it is, that belief, and you know, or that process of selection in my case, or whatever it is. And we all go through this process of evolution and growth throughout our entire existence. Whether we just stay unconsciously incompetent over everything in our lives, and we don't even know what we're missing. You know, we're just ignorant to the pathway forward, or how much we don't know. You know, it's that kind of whole concept of the more you know, the more you realize you don't know. You know, that's that transition from unconscious incompetence to consciously being incompetent. Oh, now I realize to, okay, I'm going to grow myself. I'm going to build that. I'm going to become consciously competent in this area. And ideally, it becomes all of who we are, and we become unconsciously competent. It's just merged into who we are and how we roll. And so that's the journey that I'm on. I hope I've done an okay job. I kind of feel like it's been a shocking job actually today, I will admit, in terms of explaining what I was talking about. It feels like too many ideas all in one, but I'm really hoping that me sharing the process that I'm going through right now, which is kind of waking up to not being as competent as I once thought I was in terms of my selection process, in terms of intimate partner. I think we can all kind of probably relate to that, but I used to think I was so good. I used to think I was just like, I nailed this, and it just came so naturally. But I'm, you know, over this last year, I've been really kind of woken up to a few things that have made me a bit nervous in terms of my selection abilities, and that's why I've kind of been into that conscious incompetence and building and evolving into that next layer of being consciously competent, seeing the growth, seeing the progression, seeing that I'm getting better and better at that, and ideally moving in the direction of being unconscious to how competent I have become, because it's merged in within me. So really hoping that you guys will take a look maybe at Stephen Covey's book, the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Take a look at his competence model. He's got so many fabulous models in that book. Another one I've spoken about is interdependence, shifting from codependence to independence to interdependence. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole right now, but I've done a couple of different videos videos on that particular model. So I really encourage you guys out there, if you really love your personal development and you love models of human behavior for you to grow yourself or even help others, really recommend the work of Stephen Covey, and in particular the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, the book, and look at these models. Or else you just take this the wisdom from today's message and think about anything in terms of a belief, in terms of a habit, in terms of a skill set that you really want to be getting good at. I challenge you to question how good you think you are at it. You know, if there's something that you think, yeah, whatever, it's just second nature, I'm so competent at this thing, you know, I challenge you to question it, and I challenge you to have the courage to be wrong, you know, and to actually feel what it feels like to be conscious of your incompetence, so that you can actually create a really amazing pathway forward for your growth. Get on that journey and actually become consciously competent, and eventually unconscious to just how competent you are. My gosh, too many C words. But I really hope that that is of value to you guys. Let me check in, and I hope I haven't used another C word and confused the hell out of you guys with today's message. So let me check in. I have got Sam here, and Elf is in the house. Great to see you, my friend. And Jonty's here, and Kabsu, and Sam, thank you so much as always for your beautiful compliments. And Judy's here, and Satpurash. I like that name if I'm saying it right. And Ryan's here as well, and Ram's back. I love it. And Kyle, and interesting way of spelling Kyle. I like it. And Elf, you got this, beautiful soul. Appreciate you, Elf, so much. And Bina, happy to see you live. Thank you for sharing your wisdom always, Bina. Thank you so much for showing up. I always love seeing you. And Sam, your writings are so inspiring and empowering. Love connecting with your vibe and deeper inspiration. Thank you so much, Sam. I so appreciate you. And I'm always grateful to know that you gained some value from my writing. I love that. And Ty's here, and Alex, and Darren, hello to you. And Dawn's in the house. I love it. Great that you can catch me live. And Nikki's here. And Sam, what selection process do you use choosing a partner? Yes, so that's what I'm navigating right now. And I have been, like I said, for the last year. But the really key thing is definitely comes down to values, value alignment, and where you want to go. So vision and values are absolutely key if you want to create an extraordinary quality of relationship in the long term with people, no matter if that's an intimate partner, a friendship, or whatever kind of relationship you're looking for, even a business relationship. What are your values? What's your vision? Where's the alignment? And I also believe that having your human needs, you guys who've been through the first masterclass, you already know, I hope you've gone through the test, you're doing the work. You guys have been sending me through some awesome results. I love reading your work. But, you know, looking at your human needs hierarchy based on the work of Tony Robbins and Chloe Mandanis, if you really need for that compatibility, ideally that your top 2 needs are the same, or they might be in a different order in the top 2, but that is really key as well. For instance, if you love growth, and that's your number 1 value, but your partner's need is number 1 value of certainty, and their growth is like kind of down and your certainty is kind of down, you might run into some major conflicts in your relationship that you just need to navigate. But, you know, willingness to grow, I think, is a really key factor. You have to have that into alignment with one another. And also so many different things. Oh my gosh, don't get me going down that pathway. But I've had to go from like, whoa, like all the things, you know, that they would need after kind of coming to these realizations of my incompetence in selection of partner, which I don't want to say is totally incompetent, because I mean, I wouldn't have had those relationships for multiple years, you know, they wouldn't have been long-term multiple year relationships had there not been anything great about them. But in the long term, what I had chosen was generally my pattern had been that I'd tend to grow out of the relationship, because if you haven't got it already, like my number one need is for growth, right? Growth and contribution and connection and all that stuff. But growth, if I don't feel like I'm growing each and every day, progressing in some way, I kind of feel stifled and trapped. And a lot of people are more interested in comfort. They want to feel more certain about things. It's not as important for that growth or progress. It's more about can we stay the same? Can we stay comfortable here? And that doesn't really fly with me. That feels like entrapment, right? So anyway, going off on another whole tangent. My head is not in the game today. It's kind of been all over the place. So is today's message. But yeah, they're just a few of the things. Vision, values, and your ability and desire to grow, your willingness to grow is absolutely key in terms of selection, I believe. But yeah, still learning, still growing. And thank you so much for the question, Sam. And Laval's here. Hello to you, my friend. And Gary's here. And Brian's back. I love it. And Alexander and Hyungle. Great to see you guys. And Sam, so happy for you. Having spent a year working on yourself, you rock. Thank you, Sam. It's been much, much needed. For you guys who know my journey, it's always been in constant relationship with somebody else and identity with somebody else. And so this year has been a big year for me and massive growth and all about focusing on my relationship with self, which has been amazingly, extraordinarily valuable for all people connected to me. So I love that, Sam. And Gianna, I hope I'm saying your name right, but I love having you here. And Sharif, my conscious competence just realized you're very pretty. Oh, thank you very much, Sharif. I appreciate your compliment, your surprising compliment there. And Dawn's here. I love it. Once again, such great advice. Thank you so much, Dawn. I'm really grateful to hear that. And Nick, love listening to your encouraging words. Nick, I love having you here, my friend. And thank you so much for your kind compliment there. I really am grateful that you find value in these messages. And Sam, whoever you'll select and choose as a partner will be a lucky diamond. Thank you, Sam. And I like to think that is so true for anybody who consciously does the work on themselves and they consciously have a great, authentic selection process for anybody in their lives. They're absolutely going to be lucky whoever they choose. So thank you so much, Sam. And likewise, my friend. And Sarah's in the house. I love it. And Grant, great to see you. And Sam, thank you for the beautiful wave. Always. Yeah, it's my new thing. It's just this new feature. I got to wave at you guys because I love having you here. And Mitchell's in the house. Great to see you. And Brian, a word of appreciation to you. Oh, I recently had to make a difficult work decision and was struggling, but all your talks on what confusion means and talks on value alignment guided me. Thank you for all you do. Brian, you are absolutely touching my heart, my friend. Thank you so much. You've made my day hearing that. That is why I get up and I do these Facebook Lives each and every day in the hope that in some way they can impact your life for the better. And thank you so much, Brian, for letting me know that. Touching my heart and really, really grateful to hear that. And well done to you for stepping up and growing for yourself and taking the action. Superstar work there, Brian. And Gianna, hello. And Paul, thank you so much for your kind compliments there, Paul, and sending much, much love back to you. And Grant, the best relationship you will ever have is with yourself. I couldn't say it better than that. Absolutely, Grant. And you can't really have an extraordinary quality of relationship with anybody outside of you unless you're doing the work on you to stay authentic, to be in alignment, to have the courage to choose love over fear. And you can only really have that courage when you start choosing you, trusting yourself, learning who the hell you are. What is it that you really want and having the courage to fully align with that. That's why I do the work that I do. It's all about that. So absolutely, Grant. And Shivraj, hello to you. And Sheriff, love your positive mindset. Thank you so much, my friend. I'm grateful that it's resonating with you. And Shivraj, much love to you, my friend. And Nick, I'm trying to grow with my partner, but I feel that her friends take more priority in her life and it doesn't help that I travel for a living. Yeah, feeling ya. How do I grow with my partner to help her understand that me and her need to communicate more and be both feet in instead of her going out every other night? Nick, I love your question. Thank you so much for asking it, and it's on my absolute favorite topic, relationship. And what I would say to you, I love what Tony Robbins says about this. It's so true that if your partner believes that anything is more important to you than them, you're gonna have problems. And it is exactly why whenever I do couples coaching, my first stage with them is to identify their needs hierarchy, their 6 human needs. If you haven't heard of it, let me know, because I'll link you up to the videos that I've completed. But I actually did the very first monthly masterclass with the Limitless Potential Academy. I did that on this topic, on the 6 human needs, to be able to give you the test to identify what are your 6 human needs, because this makes up what is most important to you on the individual level. And when you can identify your needs hierarchy and your partner's needs hierarchy, you can see where the challenges may lay, and also you get to establish a pathway forward as to how you can get your partner to meet your needs in the way that you need them met, and vice versa. And you can see and own where you might have been falling short of that. And why this is so brilliant is because it takes all the confusion and uncertainty out of the challenge, and it gives you a pathway forward to grow and have that certainty and reestablish that and go where you both want to get to, which is depth of connection, because you're a human being and you wouldn't be in relationship with your beautiful partner had you not wanted to experience more love and connection and depth and all of that great stuff. So Nick, you're not part of the monthly masterclasses, I don't think. If I got you wrong, I'm sure you're not. So please, really, I would really encourage you to actually join that. You'll get instant access to that training, which would be super beneficial for both yourself and your partner to go through right now. It'll give you your hierarchy. And I also touch on how to improve your relationship and communication with your partner through knowing your hierarchy in that training. And you get access to me for questions, for any clarity, and all of that sort of stuff. So I really encourage you to check that out. The link is up above. But Nick, you got to focus on identifying what your needs are and being able to have the courage to communicate openly, whilst you're also taking responsibility and looking at how well you're meeting your partner's needs. And so at the end of the day, we're always going to go to wherever our needs are being met the easiest, right? So generally speaking, when we have relationship troubles and challenges, we want to go wherever we feel successful, and we want to go wherever our needs are being more highly met. Generally speaking, men tend to go to their workplace when they've got challenges in their relationship, or go to their business. And generally speaking, women will go to their children or their friends and family in order to fulfill their needs there, because it's safer. They get that unconditional love there, and it's more scary in the relationship. But at the end of the day, we need to have a pathway forward, and we need to understand ourselves and our partner, realize that we're totally different, and that's what attracted you guys. And we need to appreciate the differences and have a pathway of meeting those differences, rather than trying to force our set of values or our shoulds or expectations onto another human being, which only serves to push them further and further away, and away from the goal, which and intention, which is to get that depth of connection. So really hope what I've shared with you today, Nick, has been of value. I really hope that it's encouraged you to jump in the masterclass, because it will serve you and your partner so extraordinarily well right now. You get instant access. But yes, otherwise, really just hope that that has served you. And I always appreciate questions. So thank you so much, Nick. And Shusind is here, and Krishna, and Sam. I always get touched and inspired by your authentic and empowering feedback. Thank you so much, Sam. I really love hearing that. And Nick, please link you up. Absolutely. It's on top of this video, but I'll make sure that you got the link after I sign off as well. Great to hear that you'll be joining, Nick. Can't wait to go deeper with you. And Dawn, yay. My first need was growth. Boy, have I been doing reevaluation reevaluating my choices and just trying more authenticity and self-love. I think self-nurturing ourselves and really getting quiet to listen to my needs. And I really know now when I'm out of alignment, I am so glad I learned about emotional intelligence with your 8-week program. I'm so grateful that you did too, Dawn. It was such a blast and a pleasure to go deep with you in the 8-week program. Can't wait to launch it again. End of July. Can't wait to share all those details with you guys. And I love that you've dove into the first monthly masterclass. You've done the work, Dawn, and you've identified that your top need is growth. That is awesome. Absolutely. With knowing you, Dawn, absolutely. That's why you're such an action taker. It's why you show up, you do the work, and you're such a beautiful, extraordinary human being that I am so grateful to know and call my friend. Thanks, Dawn. And Sheriff, we should do a week retreat with everyone face to face. Hell yeah, please. If you guys want to do that, I would so make that happen. That is my dream actually for next year. That's part of my vision for 2019 is to bring us together face to face and run some live retreats because I always want to reach in and connect with you guys. So thanks for letting me know that you would be so up for that, Sharif. And Nick, makes a lot of sense. Thank you. I'm going to sign up. Can't wait to have you in there, Nick. And thank you so much for your openness and your strength in vulnerability of sharing the challenge and wanting to do something about it and being an action taker. Your partner is very, very lucky. So such a superstar. Thanks, Nick. And Wayne's here. And Alex, great to see you. And Sam, so beautiful, Dawn. I love the love you always give each other. And you're my team. I love it. And Sonula's here. And Amit. And Melissa's here as well. Awesome. And Sam, are we still on for Vegas? You betcha, baby. Absolutely. So next time I come to the States, I'm not sure when it will be. It might be toward the end of the year. It might be next year. I'm not sure. ASAP is my ideal, but you better believe it. All you Americans who want to make it to Vegas, I'm going to set us up a trip. And you guys who are already in the team already know that is definitely on the agenda. So I love that, and absolutely, Sam. And I really hope you guys have gained value from today's message. Apologies for being a bit all over the place. My brain has been just going crazy today. I've been doing lots and lots of different stuff that has just been like, my brain feels like mush. I need to go just to recover. But I really hope that it served you, empowered you, and definitely for you guys who aren't in the masterclasses, please, I hope that today's message has really got you over the edge with that, because I just want so badly for you guys to get the value that I've already got offering in there. And we've got only a couple more weeks until the second masterclass is going to launch. So you want to get in there now and have the time to work through the first masterclass before the next one. And Chai's here, and last little comments. Dawn, I was just going to say I can't wait to do the worm ecstatic dancing and partying in Vegas. That's for you, Sam. I love that. And I can't wait either, Dawn. It'll be awesome. And Sharif, sometimes we are all busy at work in the grind. Taking a week off for self-awareness and reflection is important, and to recalibrate. Absolutely, Sharif. I could not agree more. And I probably need a little bit of that myself because I'm addicted to my mission, which is good, but sometimes I need a bit of a break. And Sam, I love you, superstar, and honor all that you do. You're the gem. So much love for you, Sam, my friend. You're such a superstar, as you know. And Fazi has just joined, and Nicholas, can we get married? I don't know. Maybe if my selection criteria, we're going well. Who knows? I love it. Nicholas, you have made my day. All right. So guys, I really hope that today's message has served you. I'm going to sign off. I'm going to let you guys get back to whatever your day is and not send all my confused energy out to you guys any longer. I'm sending you guys, as always, all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you, to wherever you are in the world today. I hope it's beautiful, amazing, and extraordinary. And I really hope that you guys have got some empowerment, some inspiration, whatever whatever's going, some positive energy for you guys. And last little comments, Dean's just joined. Hello to you. Hope you catch a recording. And Alex, hey, would love to see you live. Absolutely. I can't wait. Thanks for letting me know. That gives me so much more fuel in the tank to make the live sessions happen next year, 2019. Watch your space. Can't wait for that. Sending you guys all of my love, and I cannot wait to see you as always tomorrow.